What's going on, everybody? This is Brad, aka Echo Frost. Today we so here's what happened. Okay, I actually already recorded this episode, but well, I thought I did. OBS fails to capture it, but that's fine. We're gonna do it again. I'd actually overwritten the save and everything, so I had to get back to this point. But that's all good. We've lowered the volume down from the last video, which was deafeningly loud, apparently. And let's continue off with our fare thee well playthrough. After I regain my senses, I shake myself off and return to my seat at the bar. I see someone's cleared my glass from the counter. The bartender spots me out of the corner of his eye and comes on over. Another? Might be staying here longer than I thought. Just one. The man fulfills my request, pouring another glassful of the amber drink and placing it down before me. He takes a look around the bar as he wipes some washed plates. The sink isn't too far from my seat, and he can talk to me while he works. Busy night tonight. Busier than usual? Much. So even this counts as much busier than usual. This must be an even smaller town than I thought. The girl helps? The bartender nods knowingly. Oh, the girl helps. Winky face. Is she a real singer? I suppose that was a dumb... that's a dumb question. She just sang. I suppose any singer's a real one. See, the bartender gets it. But no, she's not a professional. We could never afford someone like that. Then what is she? She's young, about your age. About my age. One of those student types. A student? All the way out here? The bartender doesn't seem to take any offense out of my jab at his hometown. Don't know. She's been in town for about a month now. Stays in the motel across the bridge. Usually we don't have music, but she's willing to work for cheap. She's good. Winky face. She's affordable. God, I feel like there's so many dirty jokes to be made here. I take a sip of my beer. From the bartender's description, the girl in the green dress seems interesting. I'd like to talk to her if I can. You let people talk to her after her sets? He seems incredibly unsurprised. No, but you seem like a nice enough guy, so go ahead. I'll warn you though, no one's lasted long in a conversation with her. Winky face. I take a bigger sip and cock my head. Why is that? She's... It's not she's. Seems to be... She's an ice queen. She's polite enough, just doesn't say very much. Doesn't want to open up to anyone about anything. That kind of girl. What? A bar singer who's too shy to talk to people? In the flesh. Of all the thoughts that crossed my mind while she was on stage, I didn't once imagine her to be shy. Must take a lot of courage to get up there and sing. So she's brave on the outside, but what's on the inside? What makes her shy? There must be something hidden in all of this. I feel like that was pretty deep for most people to be thinking about. I'm far too interested to back out now. I finish off my drink to the last drop. I think I'll take my chances. You tread a dangerous path. Then he nodded at something behind me. There she is now. Go ahead, before she leaves. I take out some money and tuck it under my glass as payment and stand up from my seat. Your sacrifice will be remembered throughout all northern Maine. I like the bartender guy. He's a good character. Out of the darkness and the crowd, I spot the girl in the green dress making her way towards the door. She's tugging the sides of her coat tight around her, like she's trying to make herself look as small as she can. I wave her over before she can leave. She sees me and stares at me blankly while I approach her. She seems surprised. That's her. That's the girl. God, she's beautiful. I can't take my eyes off of her. She's absolutely breathtaking. But she's not saying a word. You're not going to want to leave for a while. There's a big snowstorm raging outside. Ellipses. Ellipses. Alright, thank you. Off to a bad start. Actually, I was wondering if I could talk with you for a minute. It can only get worse from here. The girl in the green dress takes a moment to digest all this. Then she raises her eyebrows like she's confused but doesn't want to admit it. What do you want to talk about then? Well, about things. This is not... It got worse from here. God, I've not done this in so long. The girl visibly recoils. I did too. I think this is only an audio recording. I think she's trying to hold back laughter. I shake my head and smile. Time to try again. Here. What I meant to say is this. I listened to you sing up on the stage. You have a really pretty voice and I'd like to talk to you about your singing. If you'll have me, that is. I think I did better this time. I think. The girl stares at me for a little while longer. I'm helpless to gauge how her reaction will be. Then, of all things, She smiles. No one's ever asked me about my singing before. Success! I'm honored to break tradition. The girl lets out a small snicker. She lets go of the sides of her coat and rests her hands meekly at her sides. Hi, I'm Emmeline. So this is something I commented on the last time I tried to record this. I don't know if it's actually Emmeline or Emmeline. I feel like my writers will be really angry at me about that, but I'm gonna go with Emmeline. I feel like that makes the most sense. Vernaculary. I think I butchered that word, but that's fine. Good evening, Emmeline. Let me buy you a drink. I turn to be beside her and begin to lead her towards the bar. I haven't spoken to people like this, like this is in a long time. We're gonna ignore that. I don't know what's come over me. I'm finding it so easy, natural even, like I'm acting out my own life, not observing it. Must be something in the air. You too good for now? Yeah, thanks. Yes. Alright. Once the two of us are alone, I raise my glass and Emmeline hers. They sound together with a definite clink. Cheers! Cheers. Emmeline eagerly raises her glass to her lips and sips away. You have expensive taste in alcohol. She shrugs. Just for tonight. Smart. Silently, we drink to our healths. It's an odd thing to say. Drink to our healths. It's like alcohol is pretty bad for your health. Maybe there's something in there I'm missing. Afterward follow brief introductions. I learn Emmeline is 22 and I tell her I'm 25. You look much younger than 25. I get that a lot. We start to get to know each other a little better. Me? A professional singer? No? Not even close. Well, I'm sorry to have assumed. No, singing's just a passion of mine. I've liked it since I was a kid and I do it when I can for money. It's nothing serious. If it's a passion of yours, then it's not nothing serious. It's not what I went to school for, is what I mean. What did you go to school for? I was studying to become a nurse. I wasn't interested in it or anything, but it was safe. There's still lots of people out there who don't like to see educated women. This seems personal. I hope I'm not prying. And you've graduated? Ellipses. No. Oh, I'm sorry. What happened? Well, I'm not sure you'd want to get into that. I don't know what your politics are. I don't really involve myself in that. I don't keep... I don't keep myself too current. I don't have any strong opinions, if that's what you're worried about. I'm listening. Anything you can think of to say, you can say, and I'll listen. Well, I was expelled from school for protesting the war. Expelled from school for taking part in peaceful protest? That can't be allowed. It wasn't too peaceful in the end. Oh. That explains it. It does. We stopped to sip our drinks. I mull over in my mind what to say next. Well, I'm sorry to have pried. Emmeline's face softens. Really, it's fine. It's nice to get to talk about it with someone. I take it there aren't too many new opportunities to talk to people here in Cedar? Not here, no. Can I ask how you ended up here? You could, but it's not a fun story. You can imagine my parents weren't very big fans of my expulsion. I figured. They were, oh god. It got very dark very fast. Oh. They were livid, engorged with rage. You'd think they were going to eat me. They were so angry. Like they were going to lock me up in the cellar and bury the key. While she's talking, her voice becomes strained. Obviously, this is reopening old wounds for her. I feel bad for bringing it up now. God, this got really dark. They started pressuring me to find a husband, showed me off to any rich young men or family friends who came by, trying to convince me to give myself up and marry a complete stranger. Made me feel like I was a hunk of meat being peddled in some marketplace. To them, my failure had branded me a commodity. I'd become a danger. Slow down. I'd become a damaged good. Something to be sold off, my value to be measured in nothing but the children I would bear. Jesus, this got really sad. I couldn't take it. Absolutely, I couldn't live like that. So you took off? You could tell? You seem like the type. This makes Emmeline loosen up again, but only a little. That's good. I have to try and help her feel better. I hope I didn't spoil our night. I'll go ahead and take that as a compliment. Good. It was meant as one. Ellipses. There's a lot of ellipses. I hadn't meant to bring up bad memories. Like I said, it's fine. It's nice to finally be able to talk to someone about it. It's all been bottled up so long. I know how you feel. You can keep going if you'd like. Well, the rest is a lot of the same. I packed up some clothes and some books and snuck out in the middle of the night. I stayed in the city a while with friends and the like. Figured it was the safest. Accidentally clicked. I apologize. Figured it was the safest way. After some time, though, I knew I had to get farther away than that, so my parents wouldn't find me. So I ran, wandered from place to place, took cabs and buses when I could, walked when I couldn't, hitchhiked when I absolutely needed to. It wasn't too safe, and as a girl, I had to be very careful. There's no very there, but I felt like there should have been, so I added one. But I was smart. I kept my eyes open, and it's taken me this far. How far is this far? Far enough. But, I don't know. I called my parents a few times just to let them know I was still alive. I'm a good girl like that. At first, they were even more furious than they'd been while I was at home. They threatened to call the police after me, threatened me when I said I wouldn't come home. But after some time, as I got further and further from home, as I was gone for longer and longer, they started to soften up. Hot rage turned to bold resentment, resentment turned to disappointment, disappointment turned to sadness, turned to regret, turned to apology, turned to the dark side, turned to them begging me to come home. Emmeline looked visibly shaken. I felt so bad for her. But I knew how she felt, and I knew I had to let her finish. Ellipses. Which are like my favorite things. It's been more than 2 years since I left home. They started begging by the end of the first year. I couldn't take it, so I stopped calling them. I haven't spoken to them since. Emmeline gazes into her reflection, catching on the polish of her empty glass, warm under the dim bar lights. I have to say this atmosphere is really nice. I think the artist did a fantastic job of setting the place very well, and the writing's very good too. Very poetic, which I didn't realize before, and it's really catching me up because I'm not the best of readers, but that's fine. The night has gone on and many have left. Everything's quieter now. Everything is moving softer, going slower like the night has entered into a dreamlike state. I place a hand on Emmeline's shoulder softly. I want to comfort her. You don't want to go home? No, I do, believe me. This sort of life gets tiring after a while, having no safety, no security, always needing to move from place to place, searching for warmth every single night and praying every single morning you'll be able to find work and to feed yourself. It drains you. It takes a lot away and it makes you lose your sense of place. When you can't ever stay in one place too long, it feels like everything in your life has a time limit set on it. It ticks away and it couldn't care less about what you want. The time runs out and one by one, everything in your life melts away. The people you meet, the things you gain, the sights you see, they leave and you're left with nothing again. This is a really deep conversation. And do you know what you do then? Yeah. You start over. You feel like you don't have any control over anything, like you're not even the person living your life. You feel like you're only sitting back and watching events unfold, like you're an observer from the outside, looking in on yourself. Emmeline seems surprised. Looks like I've understood her perfectly well. Right, that's how I feel. Thank you. Don't mention it. That's truly how I feel, and I hate it, and I want to stop, and I want to go home, but I can't. I just can't go home. I don't have it in me to go home. You're afraid of what will happen if you do? I'm beyond afraid. I'm petrified. I can't even breathe right when I think about seeing my parents again. Even though this journey's taken so much away from me, I feel like just giving up and going home isn't going to give me any of that back. It isn't. I feel like if I want to go get back everything that's been drained out of me, I need to find something. I don't know what, just that it's something I'm searching for. And if I find it, I can go back and live a normal life again. Emmeline sighs. Any of that makes sense to you? I try to assure her. Really, I understand. I'm in the same situation as you, I am. You're a runaway too? I shrug. Something like that, but I can't say much. Well, that's not suspicious. No, it's nothing like that. I'm not a criminal. Obviously. I'm not. I'm clean. I just need to travel a lot. Something I have to do. I go from place to place like you, and I search for things. I'm like you. Ellipses! Don't worry. I know you're like me. I don't know if I knew before we started talking, but I definitely know now. I think that's why I've told you so much about myself. I've never spoken so much about myself before. Not to anyone. Not my whole life. I've never spoken much at all, really. So I've heard. So that's alright. You don't have to explain yourself to me. Consider it an apology for me spending the last hour talking about nothing but myself. I'm sorry for that. I just miss her with a wave. Really, it's fine. I don't think I've ever talked to anyone like this either, and I'm glad I could help you finally open up about these things. Hemline beams. Mm-hmm. And all thanks to the fact you liked my singing so much you needed to tell me, huh? I laughed. Well, I did say you have a beautiful voice. We talk on and on, long into the night. We tell stories, learn about each other, come to understand everything there is to understand. Still, I don't tell her my secret. I feel like that's a pretty good place to end off. If you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe, give it some love. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.